Human beings are really good storytellers.
Yeah.
Like, we're like the best at it.
And it's just like the nights,
we tell stories real good.
The nights we would spend in the woods on a tin strip and we'd write all our theories down.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
It's as if someone published those. They were the best-selling book.
Well, it's well known that people back then were taking psychedelics.
And again, I believe there's a lot of mental issues.
Michael Palmisano tried to call in. Oh, my God. Dude.
Oh.
What the fuck? No, I'm sorry.
Ringing.
It wasn't ringing. You can call back. I'm so sorry. Jeez.
Existentialism
Louise.
as a pseudoscience? No.
Existentialism is.
I mean, it's not a science at all. It's a philosophy, you fuck dick.
Yeah.
It's not a science.
Oh,
is this what? I keep getting notifications
you get
on
the
my phone. I was
notifications.
wondering.
Call from.
Davey is the prophet.
Oh, my
To
God.
accept, press 1.
Michael Palmisano, what is up, my dude?
Davey, what's happening, baby?
What is going on, bro? This is insane. Say hello to Toby and the boys.
What's up, Michael?
Howdy.
Dude, I'm so
How you
excited
doing,
to
buddy?
talk to you guys. I tried a few times, and it just kept saying you guys were unavailable.
Oh, that's
but now
our
you're
bad.
available.
Well, we were on a different tab, so this is open on our browser on our computer over here, and I was on a different tab, and so it wasn't
our bad.
ringing through, and that's on me.
See, you're tabbing out again. Tabbing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what am I supposed to do? I
Got all these
I
porn
gotta-
tabs open. I mean, it's running my processor up.
I mean,
Well,
like
see,
you got.
you guys are getting deep over there. You're talking, spiritual versus religion.
Yeah.
You're going way down in the hole. I don't.
How do you
expect
feel?
to go to there.
What's your opinion on religion? Are you religious?
So I'm not terribly religious, but I'm deeply spiritual.
Good.
I'm one of those guys that the first time I took mushrooms, I took about a quarter when I was in like 7th grade,
Ooh.
and immediately tried to go to bed, and melted all the way down to the deepest part of my soul, lost my soul, accepted the fact that I wasn't coming back. And then when I did come back, I realized that, from that point on that we all have more in common than we don't. And
I love you, man.
Dude, you're 7th grade. You were a baby. What?
No, it's true. It's true.
That's about when we started too. We started psychedelics a little too early.
Yeah.
Dude, man, too early, too much,
But
too young.
overall,
I
for the
wouldn't
better, I would
recommend
say. Because again, along with the religious shit, I had some shit to get rid of because of it, just because of the rigid way that it allowed me to think in. And the psychedelics really helped me get out of it. Like, they were a therapeutic thing. Those just like, and it's weird you said that you didn't think you were coming back. That is one of the scariest things. And you're like, this is how I am.
Well, that's a
from now
mental
on.
death.
And
that's what
is.
that is. It's a mental death.
It kind of is how you are from now on because you know of that place.
Yeah.
Well,
You know?
it's true, and for anybody that's ever been there, you don't get to that spot quickly. It takes. I mean,
Unless you do DMT. Have you ever tried DMT?
no, I haven't, but
Come
I
on the
will say
show.
that-
Dude,
and we'll
next
get
time you are
blasted
down in
off.
Nashville, take a quick trip down to us, and we're gonna do some weird shit.
I got a bunch of kids now. I'm not sure I have it in me to do that.
It's 15 minutes, bro.
It's okay though. No.
But no pressure.
Yeah, no.
No pressure.
Because it's something you have to want. It's something, and you've already been there.
Yeah, and you'll get it again. Like if because it's the DMT is actually like it's an active component in psilocybin. So
Yeah.
like when you're on mushrooms, it's pretty close.
You
It's-
got it.
Yeah,
You get it.
It's
Yeah.
that oneness feeling, and like it's just with DMT, it's just like the most intense thing it's the most intense, beautiful thing ever condensed into like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's
So I have some really close friends, and actually like my business partner and like some other people that have gone to Costa Rica and like done the whole thing, like with the toad and doing the natural DMT thing.
Oh, okay.
And
That is a different type of DMT. Is it?
well, see, I don't really know, but I can tell you, that they were changed permanently in a way that I'm not so sure I'm ready to do.
Fair enough.
Well, you have to be.
Hey, some people don't need it.
Yeah, it's true because I mean you do like so in the end you do get it. Eventually you get there because like it's your pineal gland is the thing that or pineal gland however you want to say it is located directly.
Are there 2 ends in there? Pineal.
Yeah, so it's like it sits between the 2 hemispheres of your brain and it actually creates and secretes your DMT. And when you smoke it, it just releases yours, and it's released it flushes itself when you're born and when you die to like ease the transition
when
to
you
like
sleep.
And when you sleep,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like that's what a near-death experience is so your body is ready to go, so your brain flushes your DMT to help ease the transition.
Yeah. The Tibetans saw it as the vehicle. It's the vehicle that takes your spirit from your body.
Yeah.
And because it is a molecule, that's why it's called the spirit molecule, because it's the only chemical that has unexplainable properties. There is that and psilocybin have this alien property that we cannot trace back to the earth. Yeah. Like we don't know exactly where a part of that DNA came from to make those chemicals.
And I feel that too, because like I've done acid like a bunch, but there's something about the psilocybin that's organic from the earth that
it's weird.
It's weird, and in a way that I can't describe. The best way I used to always put it is, I just don't know where the middle's at. I used to know where my middle was, but my middle's gone. And
what do you mean by that?
So you're sitting in a chair, right? You have a sense of your equilibrium and where your spine is and whatever.
Yeah.
There's something that happens when you start tripping on something that's organic. Like, again, I haven't experimented greatly outside of psilocybin, but I've done psilocybin, triple digits.
Yeah.
Where you lose the ability to know where your center is. Like it's body. It's a body thing that happens where,
and like an out of body experience.
Yeah, in other words, like with LSD, like it's always been for me deeply cerebral and mental and intellectual and visual, where I've always felt like the true deep dives, which, to be totally honest, I'm petrified to do again because I've done it so many times when I was way too young. The true deep dives with, good mushrooms have just crushed my whole body, to a point. You guys know it. You're forever different.
A disassociative.
In a better way.
Well, it allows you to. Well, because particularly where religion comes in, for me, it allowed me to see like the microcosm that is religion. It allowed me to see where it comes from. Where it's like, oh, I get it. I get how people back then could see this like this.
They're trying to explain it to children.
Well, yeah, because how do you take what you're seeing in that realm? Because we know that people back then were taking psychedelics. They were either doing some form of ayahuasca or 5-MeO-DMT or DMT or psilocybin.
Ayahuasca, I have done. Have you guys done ayahuasca?
Yeah. So ayahuasca is basically like a DMT trip, just stretched out and a bit more intense.
It was a lot different for me.
Well, it's a different kind of animal, but it's like that same. It's that same-ish place.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit different. DMT though is like direct, quick. Cleaner.
I supposedly have eaten it a few times, but I don't know if it was, but mescaline. I've never had good mescaline or peyote because I've eaten buttons before and it just, it was it felt like LSA. It was something really light, but that's something I'd like to find is some real mescaline because that seems like a demon
I've never had that cross my path in my life, and I looked for it for a good 10 years.
Yeah. That's something you got to grow for 10 years. That's why it's not around. It takes forever.
That's
or 13
really,
years, I think.
Whereas with DMT, you can just get some root bark and extract that shit. Like,
yeah, me and David did that for years.
Yeah, I don't know, Michael, if you knew that, but like I dropped out of high school to extract DMT. Like I was
Oh,
16.
I don't know. I don't know that, but I believe you.
That we traveled around and had all the ingredients mixed in the back of our truck with other shit, and we try to make it look. We try to put it with other things that would kind of make sense with it, but we didn't hide it.
No,
well.
oh my god! Like it was, yeah. We were really young and like not the. We were pretty intelligent, but not the most
I thought
intelligent.
we were trying to help. We were going around
Yeah.
blowing people up, you know, that needed it. They were like on the verge of killing themselves and in bad places, and like. You know, we weren't the type to blow someone up that didn't beg for it.
Because it does change you. It really does. It's like it because it's
Permanent.
It's kind of, but it's everything though. Because it's like it's one of the secrets. Like it's not the secret to
not
the
a
universe,
change
but it's like
not a bad permanent change.
no.
So
It just
like,
it opens you up because it lifts that veil. It just lifts that veil and lets you see other things that are there.
I like to call it the grid. Like it shows you the grid that every bit of matter travels on. And it is a chaotic, ever-changing grid. There is no true math to it. Math is from it. It does not follow math. And like that shows you the connection between everything, which is very helpful.
Well, yeah,
which back to existentialism, you know, the one thing is another thing. Like in its true essence, it's what you want to see.
Well, it's all the same thing, and it's that whole thing of like, you know, nothing exists unless we're actually here to witness it. Like you know what I mean? So like
that's a suit now. Quantum physics back to pseudoscience.
Yeah. So that's
not
one thing I love.
Science.
That's it's a quote from Bill Hicks, and he's like, "We are just the same perception viewing itself subjectively," and I've always really liked that.
Dude,
That's a great quote.
Yeah, one of my favorite little movies to help explain existentialism was I Heart Huckabees.
Yeah,
they broke down really simply, like with the sheet. He's like, here's a hamburger, and here's your parents and your grandmother, and they're all just made from this matter. And the grid makes sense to me too, because it's kind of like, imagine VR, and you can basically summon whatever you want in front of you, you know, through the grid. That's kind of how I see it, and I think once we're away from the grid, we just kind of forget that, and more than likely we're just along for the ride. Like I'm not too worried about what's in front of me.
I mean, like, if it makes sense to see that this, I mean, like, we're not here for a long time. Our time is finite, and we know that. We know from witnessing the world around us that this ends. This phase of it ends. Like, it stops. We know that. We know for sure that. So, like, doesn't it stand to, like, it just kind of shows that, like, maybe we're here to really, like, see what this is about. Because the rest of the time, we're something else. We're somewhere else. But I mean, it's a theory. It's all theories. Yeah, because we don't know shit.
Yeah.
Well, so from my perspective, the biggest takeaway for me was that I was raised Catholic, and the Catholic guilt is the predominant, you know, takeaway, you know, from when you're as a child, you know, like
they're the oldest fear mongers.
Like you're going to be punished for this. Yeah. You're going to get held for that. You know,
that's hard to get rid of. See, did psychedelics help you?
It's deeply hard to get rid of. It is really it's real and it's true, because you know it starts when you're a child. And you know, once I had that first experience, followed by 100 more or whatever, you know, I got to this place where I realized truly and truly deeply. Where I wasn't afraid of death anymore. I wasn't afraid of going to this heaven or this hell or this thing that I didn't understand. I truly believe in my soul that I had experienced infinity, and infinity truly existed, and that it wasn't something that I could comprehend as a human, and that these words of heaven and hell and guilt and sin and whatever were words that we created
to manipulate people.
Yeah, right, to control people, and they weren't innate feelings and realities. And
okay. Yeah, so I like that. That's a good thought.
Yeah, honestly,
it's human made.
Life, like, because I mean these are human words and human
You're
thoughts.
right.
They aren't universal.
That might be helpful for someone to hear right now. You know, guilt. that is a human. That is something you were trained to feel. That is not a natural feeling.
Well, no, but I do think that we do come programmed with some
Shame?
Well, no, not
I don't
shame.
think
No,
so.
no. I think we come programmed with like a set, like just basic kind of morals. Basic like oh, don't do that. That hurts. So if that hurts me, that must hurt other people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of basic
Empathy.
Yeah.
Empathy
So, like,
is a natural feeling.
I think so. And as far as that goes, like I think that's where these religions and these ideals kind of started, but they run when they hit ego.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as soon as ego gets brought into it, then you have people clash because they're like, no, but my ego was right.
Yeah.
It's like, but I think that, and a lot of like the warring that you have over these specific religions is completely geographical.
So world
because they all
leaders-
come from the same place and have a lot of the same plot points, a lot of the same like basic lessons.
Well, dude, the UN should just have mushrooms, available for everyone. If they all trip together, they all see,
mandated.
they'll understand. Yeah, before you walk into the UN.
Well,
you
you
have
know, I have never gotten my wife to take a trip, but I've always told her. I said, so that's one of the big things that we used to fight about when we first got together, which was she used to get upset about things that I thought were completely inconsequential.
Oh.
And she, was like, why are you going to, say whatever my feelings aren't my feelings? Why should I not, blah, 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 blah. Like, in other words, I feel what I feel. Why is that wrong? And I'm saying, it's not that that's wrong.
It doesn't matter.
I would encourage, I would encourage you to try this so that even if you don't take anything from it specifically, that there are different realities.
So was it kind of about the guilt? Was it a religious-based kind of guilt thing, maybe, that she was feeling?
Totally, yeah.
Okay.
She's super Irish Catholic, and I am super Irish Catholic. Well, I have an Italian last name, but we've all married Irish women, so I'm actually like only an eighth Italian.
Okay.
My kids are like a 16th, even though we have an Italian last name, because
Yeah.
for whatever reason, everybody that came off the boat married Irish women. It's a thing. So,
Nice.
Those Italian genes
but,
are strong.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we have the, you know what we have. So.
I'm not sure.
But I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, but the point was, if you've never experienced a different reality, it's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day bullshit, whether it's ego or whether it's external things like traffic or a boss or whatever. Like, it's so easy to get caught up
because it's your
in
entire
our
world.
singular human existence,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just would encourage everybody to not just learn about, but feel and know that this is a singular possibility. And once you take that leap, you obviously realize
Some
that
anxiety will leave.
we all have more in common than we don't. Like, it's so fucking simple.
Oh yeah, across the board, dude. That's why it blows my mind that fucking billionaires are racing to space right now instead of just ending poverty. Like, what the fuck?
Just make it a little better here.
Yeah, maybe do that. Maybe then
Instead of
you'll
leaving?
bring up smarter people who can come up with better ideas on how to make this shit better, you punk. Like, what the fuck? It's like people need clean water and decent food and actual proper education, and that's it. That's literally it. Then you have people that can thrive instead of survive. You need people to thrive. You don't need people to just survive. That's why there needs to be this like lifting of our lower class to where that shit shouldn't exist. It just shouldn't exist with where we're at now as people. No, it's completely to subjugate people. It's to keep people divided. That's why people are so polarizing now. That's why everything on social media is fucking polarizing. Is because like people are weaker when they're pushed apart. People are weaker when they think that they are each other's enemies.
Yeah.
Like, nobody gives a fuck in reality. in reality, people want to fucking sit at home and eat Cheetos and watch fucking TV.
That sounds great.
Well, see, that's what I mean. It's like it for most of us. Well, all we really want is we want a place that is clean and safe, whatever. We want our kids to go to school. We want to go to work, and we want everybody to live whatever life they think they should live and not really be fucked with. And we're all going to throw in whatever we have to throw in so that the government can build roads and schools and whatever and keep us safe. But it's just gotten completely that you can't even have a conversation anymore. Like you can't even turn on Facebook.
No, we're too divided.
You can't look at it.
It's terrible. We need more DMT out there.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, like, I think if we should definitely look into like microdosing as like an actual thing to get people off of like pharmaceuticals.
Can we just start a religion? Then can we just like opt for a center? You know, like let's call it a church.
You guys are already doing it.
Yeah, it's a cult is one of our sayings. Yeah. It's a cult.
But we're being upfront with the fact that we laugh at that cultism, you know.
Well, it's just like really the main rule is the golden rule. Don't be a dick. That's it. That's really it.
It's so simple.
Yeah, dude. Because if you're not a dick, you can see other people that aren't being dicks, and you can be like
kindness.
Yeah,
kindness.
Dude.
Yeah. What was the dead one? The dead was it always be kind?
Yeah, be kind.
That was their only rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's really not that
hard. We have a thing when you walk into our house. My wife made that hangs over the door, and it just says kindness matters.
Hmm.
Not to say that we can't have dark humors to help with trauma.
It's coping. That's coping.
You have to have dark humor.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't laugh about that shit, we're gonna cry about it.
Well, because the world is that dark.
Yeah.
And like there has to be something to light in that. There has to be that balance, and there is a balance. Like I don't think that there is a complete chaos. I think there's chaos within the balance. Like, but again, there's only so much. Just like there's only so much matter in the universe. It has to go somewhere. It has to be used for something.
But
all
the universe
time.
is expanding, which leads me to believe that the theory that cannot be created is wrong. If the universe is expanding, where's the new matter? It's not truly expanding if it's just regenerating and going out, right? Expanding means new matter. And so the theory that matter can't be created or destroyed, it kind of tests that theory, you know?
But then where does it come
from?
from?
I would also add to that so when you talk about that infinite exponential growth, it also goes inward. So as large as the universe can go out in ways that we can not possibly understand, that's how much it also goes inward. And at the very core of our bodies and our beings, it goes down into the tiniest little tiny pieces. And those keep getting divided, and we still don't even know how small those are. So it goes both ways.
But is it expanding in both ways, or is the middle dissipating? You were talking about at the beginning not finding your middle. Is this a universal truth now? Because if the universe is expanding, but matter can't be created, then that means it's going to get tinier and bigger. Yeah. But there will be less middle because the matter has to come from somewhere. You know? And that could explain the division, the extremes that have been happening too. What if we're literally running out of the middle matter? Okay. And we're using it on the outline.
That's why the middle class is disappearing.
That's why the middle class is dying. Hey, I mean, everything is everything, right? It could be.
And everything big is a version of something small.
If both of those things are true, that the universe is expanding and there's no new matter, then it's coming from the middle. You know? I don't know what that means to you, but take it and learn from it.
But those were words.
Well, let me ask you guys this. In your heart, do you believe that there is new matter being created, or do you believe it's all transferred and that all the matter was already here?
I believe it's being created.
I think that I think that energy is transferred. I think that matter is repurposed, and maybe it can grow. I think maybe I think maybe it's created from.
I think it proves right when you see a little bit of bacteria.
You're definitely right about the energy. The energy being transferred. I'm with you.
Energy and matter are the same thing.
Oh,
is that true?
See, but David's trying to make a different point, though.
No, that's Aaron. That's Aaron in the back there. Well, yeah. So
Oh, sorry,
it's
that
like,
was Aaron. Sorry, I misheard your voice.
oh, it's okay.
Yeah, energy is condensed. Matter is condensed energy.
Ah, damn. Hit me with
Damn
those
it.
facts.
Well, because he's a real scientist.
Yeah, he actually knows. So, okay. So matter is energy, and energy can only be transferred.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore you believe there is no new matter. Right?
Well, if that's what we're taking as fact,
What, you don't trust Aaron?
I do trust Aaron, but I don't know if I trust facts.
Right.
And more of the division.
In one or two sentences, we all at Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
It all started out as energy.
But it was condensed, same amount, right?
Well, it was all just energy. It was so hot,
so hot.
and then it condenses into matter, and you start to see light and things like that.
Okay. So what does pure energy feel like?
Exactly.
That it feels good.
So this is actually a great little turning point here, like a good question. So, like, obviously, new matter. We can talk about more people. Like 200 years ago, there were substantially less people than there are now. Blah 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 blah. But when you go into a field, like you go to Gettysburg or you go to somewhere where tons of people died,
Yeah.
that energy is there and it ripples. You know,
Mhm.
and you can feel it deep in your soul.
And that's the closest thing to ghost that exists.
Yeah, but like, so there's like, so that's what you make me think of. You make me think of during that time period, there were obviously way less people. So you can put those people into matter, you can put it in whatever category. But that energy that happened in those isolated places is there.
It's dense.
I mean, not everybody listening is going to agree with this, but I feel like, me personally, and I'm curious about you guys as well, although I have a pretty good idea what you're going to say. I feel incredibly in tune with that. I have walked into a bunch of houses that we were going to buy before we bought the house that we live in now, and I walked right in the house and I said, "Someone fucking died here. I'm not buying it."
Damn.
You know, like I can feel it.
We got a medium over here.
You know?
Well, see, I believe in that stuff, and I do feel like, well, because I think it's a type of empathy that we can feel. It's like a
Sure.
form of energetic sensitivity.
No, those places are painful to be at, yes. As far as them becoming apparitions or like,
well, I think that's an impression of
shit
energy. I think that's that energy, like it's just an impression.
I think you're taking in the energy and making the rest up, though. Like, I really do not believe in that transference of like, again, like a specific person or a specific clothing item or all that shit just doesn't make sense to me.
You got a ghost story, Palmisano?
Ooh,
You want a ghost story?
You got one?
I got the greatest ghost story.
okay.
Oh, fuck!
I wish we had a little button.
Yes.
I wish we had a button for this.
Oh my God,
greatest
yes.
of stories.
All right,
Hit us.
hold on. Just because you say ghost story, I'm grabbing the Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
doing it up.
Oktoberfest, I got the pumpkin drink right here. So me
Hell
and you,
yes.
bro.
All right. Give me 22 seconds.
And Michael, this does not
22 seconds. Did you count your steps to the fridge one night?
this does not count as your official podcast, though. You know that, right?
Of course not.
Okay.
But I would love to do any type of ghost podcast.
Let's do a whole ghost one. We can look up ghost
That
stories.
is so
and
hilarious.
debate them.
We're two Grateful Dead guitar teachers are gonna do a podcast about ghosts.
I mean, honestly, I think it would be awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah, I can't. We're gonna make
All
it
right.
happen.
All right,
Sounds
you ready
typical.
for it?
Yes.
All right. So I used to live in Charleston, South Carolina.
All right.
And-
Beautiful.
Oh,
Wish I had
it's
some music
God's
for
own
you.
backyard. Don't tell anybody. And so I used to live at 99 Bull Street. It's this giant pink house. That was an old mansion that got converted into apartments sometime in the late 90s.
Okay.
So I moved there in let's go with like 2002, 2003, pre-social media, thank Jesus. And so I moved into the basement unit. It was like two sides of the building, 4 units tall. So basement and then 3 floors above. And you had these black metal spiral staircases out the front, and then or out the back, and in the front you had this wobbly wooden staircase, whatever.
Okay, we got a picture of it pulled up.
Oh wow, 99 Bull Street.
Big pink house, yeah.
Is it pink?
No, it's not.
They might have repainted it.
They might have repainted it.
Wow.
So I lived there, and let's see, where did I want to start? All right, I'll start at the beginning. So
Best place.
when I first moved there, I was early because I was the only one that had the cash and the credit to get the lease.
Of course.
Right?
Young white man. Of course.
Right. So it was August probably, and school didn't start till September. So I was there for 2 weeks by myself, or 3 weeks before everyone showed up.
Okay.
And there was this strange thing that happened where I couldn't sleep in my room. I would lay in my room, and I felt like, to put it simply, when someone's in your house, and it always felt like someone was in my house. So I would be in my room. I felt like someone was sitting on my chest. It was incredibly heavy. It freaked me the fuck out.
It sounds like sleep paralysis a little bit too. They always say that the pressure on their chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I moved all my shit to the middle of the house. And this is the basement floor. I moved all my shit to the middle of the house and slept on the couch. Put my clock out there. This is back in the days where
Put my cock out there.
Sorry. It was great.
We're children. We could not let that one go.
Yeah, no, dude. It had an actual clock. Had actual CDs, dude. And I had my Marshall stack there. I had a JCM 2000, and so I, for 3 weeks, couldn't sleep. I always felt like someone was there. Every time I took a shower, the door would open and close. Every time I was laying on the couch,
and it was shut. It would be fully shut,
it would fully shut, like the door. I'd be laying on the couch. The door going into our entrance would open. It would slow down and then slam shut behind me, and I would watch it. And it would happen every fucking day. Right?
Nope.
Did it ever open from a locked position?
No.
Okay.
They're ghosts, Toby. They're ghosts,
They don't know how to
Toby.
open. They don't know how to do locks. They didn't have
No,
locks like this in the 1800s.
So here's what happened. I lost the ability to sleep, and I lost the ability to eat, really, because I was so freaked out after the first week that the next 2 weeks I just fucking smoked pot and played guitar and tried to make peace with this thing, right? And by week 3, I had my Marshall stack cranked up. I was in my underwear, and I had a stack of CDs on both sides of the TV. I hadn't slept in weeks. Like, none of my friends were there, so I was totally isolated, right? And I had been losing my fucking mind.
Yeah, just looking like a madman. Your hair's all frazzled.
Yeah, dude, can't you see it? Can't you see it?
Yeah, dude. And you're just like, right. I have to play guitar to keep the ghosts at bay.
Well, so eventually it crossed over, and I said, okay, I'm going to take them on, and I'm going to see if I'm actually insane or not, because because of my previous deep tripping experience, I was not sure that I actually hadn't lost my mind.
Okay.
And so I was curious to find out, where I was. So, where the middle is. So I, was playing and just said, okay, show yourself to me. And
brave.
And the one CD stack on the other side flew off and landed on the ground. And so, of course, I throw my guitar down. I lose my shit. I break out in a full night terror sweat, and go outside. I get my shit together and come back in. And I'm
Wait, what did you see?
The CD fell. A CD.
The CD
fell
rack.
off. He said, "Show yourself." Stack of CDs.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Of the speaker stand. So I go back in, and I say, you know what? If I'm crazy, I'm crazy. I'm never coming back. Now's the time to figure out whether I'm staying or I'm going. So I go back in. I strap the guitar on, and I do it again. I'm just like, if this is real, I want you to show yourself. The other stack of CDs flies off the other of the other side.
Wow.
Oh shit! Because he was like, "Bitch, I'm here." What?
Yeah. So dude, brace yourself. So then, immediately I understand that this is happening, and I melt, and I drop the guitar, and I go outside, and I sit in this little chair that we have on our porch on the outside corner, right? And out of nowhere, this girl comes around the side corner.
Oh.
She walks right around my backyard, steps down my 4 steps or so, sits across from me in this chair, and looks me dead in the eye like she's known my soul since the day I was born.
No.
What?
Yeah. And I'm in my underwear, literally, sweating, right? And she goes, "Do you live in there?" I said, "Yeah."
Oh,
and she goes, "Do you live in that middle? Do you sleep in that middle room?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Have you been unable to sleep in that middle room?" I said, "Yes."
Yes.
Goes,
what do you know?
And she goes, "It's not you. It's real. I was walking through the city. I used to live in this exact same apartment, and I had a feeling that somebody had been feeling what I was feeling."
No.
And
Wait, so the girl was real?
Drawn to the spot.
Yeah. I thought you were hallucinating this girl.
Dude, right. So
have you been checked for schizophrenia?
You're right. And then she stands up and she walks away, right? She just immediately disappears.
Come back!
Few days dude, right?
Wait, disappears? You mean into the into the night or into the air?
No, this was 9:00 in the morning, dude.
Wait, did you watch her dissipate?
No, she just walked away. She said, "I knew you would be here, and I knew you were feeling what I used to be feeling.
What a bitch!
It's not you. It's real." And she gave me a hug and stood up and walked away.
Not even an "it's gonna be okay." Not
you know what that girl
you should
did?
Run.
She had something attached to her when she lived in the house and came by and was like, "Bitch, it's your problem now."
Yeah,
that's what she did to you,
dude. So it's so fun. So obviously, when my friends come back the next week, then I'm pulling my hair out, smoking weed, it's going out of style, getting fat, going crazy. And, I tell them the stories. They're like, "What was she wearing? Is she wearing stuff from the 1800s?
Yeah.
That bitch real?" And I was like, "No, she's a regular person. I really think that what happened was genuine."
Yeah.
And so we lived there for a year or so.
Okay.
And there
you moved rooms?
Did you give somebody else that room?
Oh, no. I never slept in that room again. I always slept on the couch for the whole year.
Yeah.
Well, actually, to be completely honest, I turned into a total fucking whore.
Oh yeah, you were banging in there, but you didn't sleep in there.
I fucked in there.
No, I never stayed at home. I slept out for a year.
Okay, so you were shacking up. Okay, so that's some sad.
I was gonna say,
some sad dick slinging, Michael.
The demon
You're like, "I
wants
can't
us
go
to
home.
watch."
Please fuck me."
No, I never
I have a ghost in
I
my house.
never
Can I
wanted to
stay
go
at your?
home.
That's a good sell though.
I was petrified to go home.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't.
That
even,
sucks, man.
But
And
great
so,
story.
so what happened is after being there a year, there were all these occurrences of girls feeling like they were pushed down the stairs from the top of the building, right?
Oh.
And there were a bunch of people that fell, and obviously we're all blacked out all the time. People fell no matter what. But
People were blacked out.
there was this constant thing where girls in particular felt like they had hands at their back being pushed at the top of the rickety stairs at the top of the building.
Oh.
And then they found Ricky.
Yeah. So at that time, I started dating the girl.
Started dating the ghost.
No, started dating the girl on the 4th story, and she went to the bank one day and was telling the story to this old woman who was a teller, and said, "Oh, you live at 99 Bull? Is that place still haunted? You know, blah 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 blah." And she told my girlfriend at the time that she goes, "Yeah, that's a total thing. Did you know that in the city of Charleston, there's a record of all these things?" And she's like, "No, what are you talking about?" And she's like, "There's a record." So in the city of Charleston, South Carolina, there's actually a poltergeist clause in every single real estate contract. And there's actually a whole department in the city completely dedicated to ghost stories and poltergeist incidents.
Yeah.
They have to disclose them to people that buy.
And they have to disclose them to the point where, like,
that's weird.
If you don't tell someone that this place is haunted, you actually get your money back if you buy a place.
So if there's some energy left over, let's be real, like if there's that energy left over that manifests itself in different ways to people, and what if you tear the building down? Does it exist on that land or just within the walls? Like, do you see where's the energy left? Because can you rebuild on it?
So I don't know, but here's the end of the story, and I'll tell you. Right, the end of the story is she came back, told me about it. We went downtown, went to the place where they keep all the records, gave them the address of 99 Bull, and they gave us the story. And they pulled out the book, and apparently,
is it this girl?
In the early 1800s, that entire mansion, the big pink mansion on 99 Bull, was owned by a merchant captain and his wife, and he obviously went out to sea, didn't come back. Years went by. She thought he was dead. He came back out of nowhere, found her shacked up with somebody else.
How dare you, Meredith?
Killed them, and then killed himself. And they buried all 3 of them under my bedroom in the basement on the left-hand side of the building.
Wait, all 3 of them?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Of course, because they're like having
double teaming.
They're like killing
girl?
each other for fucking eternity in your fucking bedroom.
Wait, did they kill each other?
But
I'm
literally,
confused.
So the captain came home, killed them, and then killed himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but literally, it's buried underneath the exact basement bedroom that I was sleeping in.
No, dude.
It's super creepy that I can hear some crickets in the back. It's making the scary story even better. Oh,
dude,
man.
I'm telling the truth.
That's insane.
No,
I
dude,
believe you,
I
bro.
believe the fuck out of you, dude. I believe in that shit.
Just by the way you told it was a lot different for me. I feel like I can sniff out some some people that are just
Well, he spent so much time building it up. He had to let us know that he was questioning his own sanity, because when you think that you're the crazy one and then you're shown that you're
it
not,
gives you credibility.
Yeah, well, that's also like the hero's journey. That's like how any suspense movie works.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that though, because again, so did you ever see any actual manifested apparition type people look?
Well,
No,
this
but
sounds like a poltergeist.
No, but I can tell you, I had a friend that his name is John Filbert. That he was my best friend. and his house was from the early 1700s here in Maryland, back when it was, slaves, like agriculture stuff.
Yeah.
And
Agriculture
Yeah,
stuff. That's what they
slavery.
teach in Texas.
Yeah. It's just It was
I
a
don't even
huge.
know.
It was
I don't know how
400
to- I don't
years
know
of
how to-
agriculture.
stuff.
I don't know how
Oh,
to
man,
present it.
sorry.
His family didn't own the slaves. They didn't farm the farms. I don't know how to present it.
Right.
Anyway,
Oh, do you know about what's her name? The one from New Orleans, Belle. Her name was Belle. She owned. It was the haunted whorehouse down in New
Yeah.
Orleans. It's a common attraction.
I don't know.
all I know
okay.
is I want to go. I want to go to the haunted house in New Orleans that Phil and Dimebag and everybody else from Pantera built.
Oh, I don't even
You guys
know
know
about
about
that.
that?
No,
So I forget the name of it.
they died
But-
in it or built it.
They built it.
They built it. So like in the early 2000s, the members of Pantera made an extreme haunted house right
Look
outside
this
of New
up.
Orleans, and I believe it still exists. Somebody look it up. You have someone there looking it
Yeah,
up?
we got Clark over there in the seat looking stuff up for us.
He's gonna find it in
So,
a second.
what did they do a seance or some shit there? Why
Well, no,
is it
they
haunted?
just it's a haunted house, like an attraction.
There's like a
Yeah.
whole 15
Oh,
No,
it's not.
like the whole point of it is like you're gonna be the most scared you've ever been in your life.
Is it legit?
You got to sign a waiver.
I don't know.
Is it? Wait,
We
is
should
it
go.
Are they saying it's actually haunted, or is it a haunted house?
It's a haunted house.
I don't know. Look it up. I
Well,
don't
they-
have my
Michael, they
computer.
built it. Unless they were killing people
Again,
in it,
that's
they're
what I'm
not.
saying.
They're
They
not
could-
gonna
No,
make
they
it
built
haunted.
it. No,
could-
okay.
House of
They
Shock.
built it.
Called the House
They
of
built-
Shock.
House of Shock. That's it.
A seasonal haunted house. Wait, we had it there.
Oh, the wig.
That is it. It's the House of Shock.
I need some images.
Well, let me see that.
Well, yeah, I was
wiki,
looking.
though.
At, well, no, the Wikipedia is fine, but
So,
it's not.
yeah,
I want to
like,
see
I've
the
seen
house.
people up
Okay, no, it is
Wikipedia
a
on
haunted
this
house.
shit.
I see. But yeah, is there? But it'd be
But
crazy
apparently
though.
you
Someone.
like fall through the floors. Like it's not like a regular haunted house.
There's one in
Okay.
Atlanta that you have to sign a waiver for because people have died in it. What is it called?
Oh my god.
My friends went to it once. It's like a multi-level haunted house, and they can
Yeah.
hurt you, they can grab you, throw you,
And see, fuck that. I'm never gonna be like, yeah, let's go
What
put
is
me
that
through
one called?
that
Look
so
that
I can
one up.
punch somebody.
it comes up once a year in Atlanta.
Is it Netherworld?
Yes,
Well,
Netherworld.
Well, Netherworld is the one where the guy just kind of like kidnaps you, right, and puts you through a bunch of shit. Isn't that the one where
Oh,
like
I don't know
some?
the plot of it. I just know it's multi-leveled, and they went through all these things, and they could hurt you.
Yeah, I mean,
Like you have to sign
that.
Yeah, I mean, but the times that people died were accidental. It's not like they're there to murder you, but
right?
accidents can happen. You know.
It's only accidental death.
But what I'm saying is, so if we want to, let's start a haunted house and let's actually get it haunted. Let's do some
yeah.
seances. Let's bring some demons
Fuck
up.
that. Let's do some murdering.
no.
let's just get our
So you
hands
actually have
dirty.
to kill
It's legal to summon demons. It's not legal to murder. Is that
Dude,
right?
No, it's. I mean,
I am wholly uninterested in summoning demons.
oh, okay, yeah,
I,
fair enough.
No, well,
Michael's out.
The reason I say it so relaxed is just because I don't believe in that shit. But
I believe you shouldn't fuck around with stuff like that.
yeah, but also show me what.
Yeah, show me why.
You didn't live in 99 Bull Street.
Again,
dude. You
I'll
missed
be
it.
scared of it once someone scares me with it. And I've known a lot of people that said they could scare me,
Yeah.
and they couldn't.
Okay.
And so far I don't believe in it. How about that? Like if someone don't scare me too much.
When I was a kid, I grew up in Moncton, Maryland, and the Voss family lived across the street from me,
The Voss.
and they had two twin daughters off Jarrettsville Pike,
Mm-mm.
and
the
they both
Water
died.
Fortune. Voss Water Fortune.
Water, no.
Wait, the Vosses.
Just let him tell a story. Fuck.
I need some background. All right, keep going.
Oh, you're talking Voss Water? No, wholly unrelated.
Okay.
These are farmers.
Farm and water. I don't know.
I live in a very, very rural area. I mean, very rural.
That's cool.
Like I know I'm close to Baltimore, but like when I go outside every morning, I smell whatever the farm next to me, whatever way the wind's blowing.
I like
Super
that.
warm. Yeah, there's no neighbors at all. I mean, I don't have neighbors.
Fuck people.
But anyway, both the girls died. They got a childhood cancer when they were super young.
Oh.
I forgot what we were talking about. I was like, oh.
No, they put their ashes in the ground and planted an oak tree in front of the house, and that oak tree has forked in two, and for the past 20 years, it has gone in two in the front, like going both ways in the front yard, and it's this massive tree, and I don't know what that means, but it means something to me.
That energy transference, like you said, there could be just like that. You could feel the energy of a dead person and kind of translate it in your own way. That little bit of leftover energy in the ashes could transfer into it. I don't know. I don't know where the line is there, but I do believe that it could a little. But also maybe it's just a metaphor.
Maybe we find connections and things, but that's part of like the spice of life. You know what I mean? Like things only mean the meaning that we give to them, because that's what human beings do. We created all the words for
just
stuff.
like you said about guilt, how we created this, and now we actually feel it.
You made the word.
Now, but see, think about what you said. So you said humans made the word guilt and the feeling guilt. And now you actually in real life feel it. So they have manifested a feeling. And so in the same way, couldn't the apparitions and the spirits and energies just be another you manifesting the leftover energy that's there? Right?
Of course it could. And honestly, it probably is, because like think about like when you feel your phantom vibrate in your pocket and your cell phone's not there, or like those of you that have kids out there that are listening, and you're in the shower and you know your kids are home and you still hear fucking crying somewhere. You know, like that stuff is real. And,
that one's scary.
And I think that we could all drive ourselves nuts.
Yeah. And also, like you said, at a young age, you got in tune with another, let's just call it dimension to be vague.
It's another plane. It's another place.
Another plane is nice. Even better than dimension. More vague.
Yeah.
And so because of your kind of attunement to this, I think like that, I think you did feel this energy. Like you were apathetic or empathetic to this.
Apathetic. I don't give a shit.
That's me. You were empathetic to this leftover energy, and you were more connected to it than the average person. And so I think the rest of it was probably your mind. Your mind is so fucking powerful, right? And I think
most powerful.
So you were just really in tune with this extra energy, and kind of we fill in the gaps. It's just like how we can read sentences where all the middle words are changed up and still read them perfectly. Mm-hmm. It's because our mind wants to find the fill. It doesn't want to be confused, and we will make up these gaps, just to satisfy our own understanding. Like, I get it, right? All our mind wants to do is feel the feeling of getting something. And so we make up these gaps. And I think that's what it is. Those are the as far as the specifics, right? I don't know. I mean, maybe your CD,
but that's
the
why
CD might have flown
out.
Because there was extra energy and you kind of pushed it into something you wanted to see in the room, but you were the cause of the CD thing. I don't think
I get what you're saying, but I'm also going to push back and say that, and say that. So I just bought a new house, and I've walked into like 15 houses before it, and I'm just like, no, energy's bad. Someone died here. Someone fucked up. Blah,
again,
blah,
because
blah, blah.
you were more in tune with it, right? You could
That's
feel.
what I'm saying. Like I am not the smartest person. Like my IQ is whatever, but my EQ is very fucking strong, dude. And I walk into a place and I'm like, I can never live here. Like something fucked up happened here. There's no shot I will ever raise my kids here, because they're going to have nightmares and something bad is going to happen. And the answer is no. I don't care if it's free. And the house I live in now, I just don't feel any of that. I know it was built with a clean slate, and I know no one's died here, and I know there's been no terrible things here, and I can just feel it in my soul.
Feel it clean. Now,
I
see,
feel it clean. Man.
okay, so I have a room here that the previous owners, we've talked about this in the show before, but they, you know, whatever, you know, some satanic shit, and they like, we had to,
Satanic shit?
yeah, and it was all over the walls. And we had to put like 6 coats of paint because this one saying that was written in red would bleed through multiple layers of paint.
Yeah.
It was fucked up. And it had to keep that side of that wall.
Oh,
and
you have to tell me what it said.
I don't remember what it said at all. It wasn't anything.
Yes, you do.
It was like a Bible verse or something. It was something weird.
Yes, you do.
I do not remember the words though, because we were trying to cover it up. I wasn't really thinking about it. I didn't learn who lived here until later, so we just thought it was like some ink that bled through, right?
Yeah.
But later we found out the guy, he like was a bad opiate addict, and you know, just into some weird shit,
Into some satanic, you know,
And some weird
blood
shit.
sex magic.
But in the same way that I've always because that's where my
No
studio
chili
is.
pepper.
This is the room where my music studio is. This is where I produce, is in this room. And there has always been this weird extra energy that like forces me to write and also makes my writing a little darker probably.
yeah.
But it's like, it kind
You
of,
think it's in the room?
again, I think it's like a leftover weird energy that I'm using for positivity. I'm using for good things. I'm making music that could help traumatize people if they really listen, you know, it's like, but there is this weird leftover thing, but again, it didn't make me want to move out of it. It made me want to lean in and like, again, I don't think it's some entity. I think it's an energy.
Well, I mean, but that's the
Like-
thing about like I think creative people like us anyways, and
It's
I
a
think
dark
Michael
energy.
But it's the
But
fact
not
that
an
we
entity.
can transmute it. It's that we can move that energy, whether it be positive or negative. We can move it, either move it along, or we can
let it
use
affect
it,
you.
or like
There's the other way is
Yeah.
just if there's negative or positive energy, you can just let it affect you. But yeah, learning to mold that energy too, because I don't think it's some evil. There's not a demon living in there. That's
well, you
haunting
keep. You're the only
everybody.
one saying that. You're
No,
the only
I'm
one
just-
saying
well,
that. I think
because
you
it
might
was
think it's
related to
demon.
satanic people, and so it's like again, satanic. I don't believe in any of that.
And like the fact
So
that
it's
it looks like a goat
I
man.
think that they
means
created a
nothing to
lot
you.
of energy in there.
Okay.
And there is leftover energy, and it is negative. But I think that comes out again in a positive way through my music,
Right.
And I turn it into
You're
something good.
transmuting it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I think that Michael, you do that too, don't you? Like especially with like jamming, like that's like with
But you
improvisational
can't.
music.
Exactly.
Like
You were
it's,
playing guitar in the house that was haunted to kind of keep it at bay, and it's you're not taming some dragon demon. What you are is combating vibration with vibration and maybe leveling it out a little bit. You see?
Yeah, I mean, you're just so for me, like I really in that exact moment, like I really felt nuts, and I really just chose to say, all right, am I actually nuts or am I not? Like, let's just like find this out because I think I'm not coming back. You know, I think I'm fucking nuts. And it was really that simple. And music was the vehicle. It really felt crazy, man. It really felt crazy because like during that whole period, I couldn't eat and I couldn't sleep. So you're delirious. You're fucking crazy.
That
You know,
feeds into it.
yeah,
Loves that.
yeah, it was great. It's like I said, didn't see anything, didn't like, but it was. Put it this way. Do you guys have friends that
No.
no matter how much they drink or drugs they take or whatever, that like they never black out and they're like
That's me,
like
bro.
always so in control?
I'm that friend.
Okay, and then do you
Typically.
also have friends that like if they take like 2 aspirins, they're like the most
I
delicate
don't hang out with people
flowers
like
in the world?
that. I don't hang out with 2 aspirin motherfuckers, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, okay. So
You can't be too sensitive.
yeah, so that's kind of where I'm getting at. So it's like you have a type of people who have this really strong cerebral integrity and it connects to their body, and you have these other types of people who the tiniest little wave or like whiff of like the air could ruin their whole fucking week. You know what I mean? Just these delicate,
sensitive,
tiny little things, right?
You feel like you're more calloused, right?
I'm very callous.
Yeah, I think that's a good trait. It's one of the only things I would want to give my child, really, which sounds kind of bad, but it's the only thing I would want to make sure my child knew was how to not be affected by things.
Well, yeah, to learn that discernment.
The real thing is like is not to not be affected. It's the realization that if something affects you, you're giving it the power to do so.
Ooh, I like the way you twisted that. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you're a great dad. I feel great dad vibes from you. And you've been, this is, dude,
I mean, look at his face.
I just
want to
say,
man.
Can I take a second though? Like, I have never connected so much with a stranger over the phone before. Definitely. Like, I felt everything you were saying. And I really, your perspective is right on point for me. And wow, I'm just saying you are definitely good people. And you shine out.
Too. I love you.
I know people
dude,
know you for
you, man.
People know you for your guitar, but you're much more than that. Like you are.
Yeah, dude, you're much more than a guitar and a swinging dick, Michael.
Yeah,
you're the whole package.
I appreciate that. You know, I got 4 boys, and
wow, man, 4.
I have a good woman that saved my fucking life, and
that's awesome. Me too, man.
Shout out,
shout out good women.
Yeah, dude, for real.
It's there's so much crap out there about
so much crack.
Everybody should be this or should be that or blah 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 blah. Man, men like me that are self-destructive in nature.
Oh yeah,
but who are artistic and who are
you can again
who need a muse, but we're givers and we're lovers and we're incredible. But
you're transferring that energy just like we were talking about.
Women.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it is insane the amount of strength we demand from our women. Yeah. It's not that they need to be strong; we demand it.
You think I'm bad here? Imagine me in real life.
That's the right word.
But also, they also demand positive change in us, though.
My wife, literally, since the day I've met her, has given me the confidence and the power to choose to be the person that she sees in me instead of the person I see in the mirror.
Oh, man, that's so good.
You know, she is fucking iron, and it
you are ore.
Changed my whole life. It literally changed my whole life.
Shout out. Shout out to your wife and good people out there. You know, like, I think, you deserve just that. Just from talking to you, I can tell you deserve something like that. So I'm very happy for you, man. Shout out to you. Are you teaching your boys to play music? Are you getting them early?
All right. So this is a funny question. So I'm very curious about how. So do you guys have kids?
Nope.
No.
Not yet.
No. So I taught, kids for, 7, 8. I don't even know how many years before I had my own kids. And I believe that kids, just like in sports, need to have a coach or a teacher that is not their dad or mother. Like they have to like go and be inspired by someone who also isn't drilling them at home to do all the other shit at home.
Yeah.
So what I do is I put bait out on the table. I have a piano out.
Ooh.
And we play music all the time. And when I catch one of my kids humming a line and like something that's stuck in their head, I stop them. I take them over to the piano, and I don't worry about fingering or anything else like that. I'm just like, okay, you're humming this.
Will you be my
and
dad?
We find it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We find it on the keyboard. And I make them do it 3 times, and then I make them do a lap around the house, and I come back and say, okay, do it again 3 times.
Got them running suicides?
That's it. So it's like one of the slow reeling of the fish, right? It's like give them a little bite, Maybe it won't catch.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't. Whatever.
Well, see, at really young, my parents forced me to take piano lessons, and I was 4 or 5 years old, and I fucking hated it, and they just kept, they kept me going for a few years, and then I despised it, quit playing music, and then got back into it later. So it's like it was implanted in me, though. It's like even though I hated it, so I like your approach. You're considering that. Oh, you're not offering it like the only option. That's the key, right?
Well, you're also incepting the idea by having everything out.
So like I told the boys, so my oldest one is about to be 11, right? And so we live in Baltimore, and Baltimore is literally the bastion of failed social programs.
Oh.
The schools are completely and totally fucked.
Yeah.
Everything about Baltimore is fucked, right? This is total mess. Everything you see on the wire, it's worse. So,
oh, damn.
Yeah. Oh, it's just true. It's just true. So, as I told my kids, if you want to stay with your friends and you want to do whatever, if you are great students, you play sports or music or do whatever you want to do, but like you have something extracurricular, like if you just are great at what you do, you'll have a lot of leverage in this conversation.
Ooh.
So that we don't have to send you to private school. And so it's just on them to be great, to be whatever.
You want dad's approval? Maybe pick up a fucking violin.
Yeah. Well,
but you can't force them. They're not gonna like it.
Well, the other thing is too, it's like even though whoever your parents are, your dad's not cool, your mom's not cool. It doesn't matter. Like, because it's the same person telling you to do, like, pick up your shoes, or do whatever.
That's why you rebelled so hard against everything. It's because like your parents weren't cool, Toby.
Yeah.
My parents weren't cool. I made fucking life hell for them
cool
when I was going through high school.
Oh yeah.
I was not fun to be around when I was like getting to the point where I was ready to be out of school.
Yeah.
I bet.
Oh no, dude,
I see it.
I was a little punk, like especially just like being somewhere that I just really did not need to be. Like it wasn't that I didn't want to be at school. It was like I did not need to be there. It felt like a detriment to me as a person. But I had already like lost my mind on psychedelics and had replaced all of my medication with weed and psychedelics. But it was one of those things where like I had to do that.
When did you start that?
When did I start what?
Doing the psychedelics and as you said, replacing medication.
So like when I was 13, I was diagnosed with ADHD, bipolar, and borderline paranoid schizophrenia. Which like what the fuck is
really?
Borderline? Like you either have it or you don't. But I think everybody has fucking voices in their head. I don't think that there's any kind of like regular brain chemistry to base anything off of because people are weird. People are different. People's brains fire differently.
But what voices did you have at 13?
Oh, I mean, like, just like not anybody like telling me what to do. It's just like I have like constant dialogue in my head. I mean, and like some of them were like in different voices, but it's like nothing that was like no one was telling me to do anything negative or trying to hurt anybody or anything like that. It was just like a form of like narration. So like they didn't like that though. And like it's one of those things that hasn't really like changed. I still have like voices in my head. There's still a constant dialogue. Like you have a dialogue in your head, right?
Of course. So, but what you're saying is you have multiple voices of dialogue in your head, not a singular.
Right. Right, and it's not always my voice. Like, I don't know. But like, it's
What's
not.
the other voice?
Oh, I mean, like, I know that one of them now is my dad. Now that he's gone, so like, there. But that's like,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you lost dad.
Yeah.
And he is now someone who speaks to you in your head.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because that's what I got now. I have the words. That's all I got left. Like I have some of his ashes and a few pictures.
I
but
mean, first of all, that's fucking awesome. And second of all, I don't know how to quantify that.
Oh, I mean, it's like it's one of those things where it's like he was the I love my mom. My mom is amazing. She's great and supportive. But like my dad was like super emotionally supportive when I was a kid. Like he was like my best friend. And like we always had like this really strong connection. And like I have brothers, and I have a brother and an older sister, and they both like kind of disliked me at a point because it was kind of obvious that I was his favorite. And like he's also the reason that I left home at a young age. Like he used to tell me all these stories about when he had run away as a kid, and like he joined a circus.
How old were you when you left home?
I started running away at 13, but like I pretty much stayed.
Me too, man.
I pretty much stayed gone after like 15, and then I had my mom sign me out of high school at 16, and then Toby and I made drugs.
Where did you go?
Shout out drugs.
Where did I go when I ran away, or when I left permanently?
So I don't just mean physically, like where did you go, like with people, but like also emotionally. And the reason I ask is, I had a very tumultuous childhood that we're not going to get into.
Good word choice.
Tumultuous. I decided at a very young age that I was going to make my friends my family, and not my family my friends, and that I would that would be the foundation upon which I'd build the rest of my life. Right? I would start building my network and give myself options at like age 5. Right?
Yeah.
And it just grew from there. So
age 5,
I ran off a bunch. I did a bunch of fucked up shit. Like it was definitely no fucking picnic. I would just love to hear more about your story.
Oh yeah, man. Well, I was homeless for
got
years.
a hell of a
like,
story, though,
dude. Toby and I were homeless for a long time, but like there were plenty of times where like hitchhiking by yourself, and like Toby and I would like walk along the desert, like plenty of times like sleeping under bridges and sleeping outside as kids. You know what I mean? Like fucking like. As young as 13 for me, like running away from home, like staying at drug dealers' houses, like that were twice my age. Like
I had an apartment at 14 where I sold acid out of with my friends. That's fucked up.
I had my first. I lived by myself for the first time at 13.
Yeah, dude,
in Ocean City.
That's crazy, man. There's a lot of similarities from like I don't know. Yeah, we were meant to talk. Though this was, I don't know. There's too many little things that line up, and it seems sus.
I love this.
oh yeah, dude, we're friends for life now. This is bonding. This is bondage, right? This is what bondage is.
Hey, look it up on the internet real quick. Type in male to male bondage.
Yeah,
and see what we get.
We are not looking up male to male bondage.
That's for the extra episode. Yeah, man, like dude. We gotta actually hang out. Next time you're down for any kind of nom in Nashville, we'll come and see you, or like come down here and see us.
So are you in Nashville?
No, we're in Chattanooga. We're like 2 hours south of Nashville.
I used to date a girl from Chattanooga whom I love so much.
Psycho? Oh, okay. You love her so much. Good.
But I love Tennessee.
Dude, it's a beautiful place, and like after traveling the country, it's still one of the most beautiful places. Like,
I don't know about that, but
dude,
it's green. There's a lot of mountains. I like. I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely ready to at some point move away from here.
I love the fall.
Yeah.
All the colors
the
change
2
on
weeks
the leaves.
of fall that we get.
Global warming and all.
Yeah, whatever.
No, but this was fucking amazing. For real. Michael, hear my voice to your ears. Love you.
Yeah, dude, we fucking love you, man.
I
This
really
is the
get
beginning of something beautiful. We're
I
gonna
get
do
your
some stuff.
philosophy.
Yeah.
That is not something I can say about a lot of the people in my life. I actually get their philosophy of, that's a hard thing to find. I get how you look at the world, kind of. It made sense to me.
Well,
So
I appreciate you guys too, and I appreciate you allowing me on the channel and to talk. It's I don't
No.
get the opportunity, frankly, to share my feelings or spirituality about anything.
Yeah.
Ever. And
well, fuck that. Those days are gone.
This is your home now. You are home.
Yes, we
you
can
guys
talk.
you guys
anytime.
gotta come on my channel too, and we gotta chat. It's
Yeah, dude. Let's get philosophical and play some music.
Yeah, or something. Like let's do something. We need to figure it out. Like but dude, so oh shit, I had something to say.
I'll
but
make
I
you
lost
guys
it.
some beats to jam over together
Yeah.
with or something. I don't know.
Well, no, we have to meet up at some point. Like, dude, you have to come and play with my dead band. Like,
Ooh,
dude, I would love to.
that would be amazing.
Man, well, I would just love to. Just as long as it's up tempo.
yeah,
Okay.
dude. Like we
Fuck yeah, shakedown only.
Yeah. Well, dude, our whole thing is we only play bangers and ballads. That's what we do, and it's mostly
I love
bangers.
I'm a ballad man. Honestly, I'm
No,
not. I'm
we're
not
all
as
6'8"
much as
ballad men.
yeah. Well, as much as you would think I'm a banger guy, I think
Yeah.
I'm a ballad man.
Yeah.
Mike P, before you go,
This is a shot. Wait. Yeah. There you go.
may I have your thoughts on Billy String's new album if you've listened to it? It came out yesterday.
I haven't heard it.
Dude, well, get back to us on that
Are you a
next segment,
fan?
please.
Are you a fan? Because Davey is not a fan.
Well, I'm not a fan of him with Billy and the Kids.
I am a fan, but I know it came out yesterday, but I was at the Outlaw Music Festival yesterday where Sturgill was supposed to open for
Sturgill
Willie.
Simpson.
And Sturgill got laryngitis, and
Oh.
Tyler Childers took his spot,
Nice.
and Tyler crushed it, dude.
Yeah, he's great.
Crushed it.
Oh,
So I have not listened to it yet, but I will. I will.
Yes, I want to hear your thoughts on that, man. I for some reason assumed you were a huge Billy Strings fan because I've seen.
what do you actually
your
like?
videos
Cut all
on
the
him.
bullshit. What do you actually like? What is something you put on that? Where's your heart in music? Cut to the core.
Well, that answer is different for the different ages of me, as it
Yeah.
is for the different ages of you.
So just now.
So today, in my car, I listened to 3 different things. I listened to One Nation Under a Groove, George Clinton.
Ooh.
I listened to Holy Wars, Megadeth.
Megadeth. Wow. Okay.
Showing some range.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I listened to Hot Pants, James Brown.
Wow, man. You couldn't have had a better answer. Yeah, that does show your range. And you just like people. Yeah, you just like good music. You just like people that are good musicians.
Well, I'm
I
gonna
just like good music. That's it.
It's not even
I like
about good music, right? It's good musicians.
Well, I'm gonna tell you some of my influences, and we'll see how they jive with you. So, like,
Megadeth.
No, of course, Grateful Dead. I love Frank Zappa, Talking Heads, Tom Waits, Paul Simon.
Dude, stop,
Tom
Tom
Waits.
Waits. So my wife, my
He's
wife
my
and
spirit
I,
animal.
our song we got married to was "Little Trip to Heaven" by Tom Waits.
Oh,
Ooh.
dude, that's class.
Clap.
That's a
If,
deep cut.
if I didn't have a beer in my hand, I'd clap for you.
Yeah, that's a real deep cut right there. We are in my household.
I was always a bourbon. What is it? Bourbon. Oh, now I can't think. Gun Street Girl.
Yeah, Gun
That
Street
was
Girl's
always
a great one.
That was always the one that hit me. You know.
Rain Dogs is one of those perfect albums.
Yeah.
Rain Dog is a perfect album, but yes, in my home, Tom Waits is church.
King.
Hell
Church.
Patron saint of like getting cut in an alley.
And I can do those little things that he did
chocolate.
with his voice. Yeah, it was so much. It's like the goddamn devil. He could summon.
Well, and he actually played the
you
devil
believe
in
in
Dr. Parnassus.
Yeah, you're right. his life role, if we can be real. Yeah. So, love that. Fuck yeah. Throw on some Singapore after this for my psycho ass. Well, dude, it was awesome talking to you. We got to do it again.
Hey,
We
you
got to set
guys
this
too.
up.
Hey, I really appreciate you allowing me on your channel. You guys are always welcome on mine. I'm a fan. Take care.
Dude, we love you, man. We
More
will,
than just a fan, we fam. You
absolutely,
know this.
dude. And like literally we do this live every Saturday. So any Saturday you want to pop in and give a call, whatever. But we will be planning something in the future. We got to get in touch. So like I'll message you on Instagram or something and we'll figure
Fuck
something
yeah.
out.
Yeah, the best way to do it is just to email me support@guitargate.com in all fucking caps.
Okay, I got you.
You shouting that
Yeah.
out.
Dude, I can't express to you how many emails I get a day. So like all fucking caps.
Wait. Okay.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we'll do it. All
All
right.
right, love you guys.
Love you too,
too,
bro.
man.
We'll talk to you, okay?
Bye.
Bye. Well, that was the coolest
Wow.
fucking thing ever. Guys, that was Michael Palmisano from Guitargate. That was fucking insane. A few weeks ago, he popped in on one of my live streams and let me know that he watches the channel.
Randomly. That's crazy.
Oh, man. That's so fun. That's the coolest thing ever. It
I
blows
don't
my
even
mind.
know what happened. That I just made a friend though. I
Yeah.
know that.